Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seed, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. Question. What we have been deceived to perceive are natural foods are not natural at all. You will be amazed to find out what we call food was not created by Yah, nevertheless with diverse seeds. Sure, you are informed about the new genetically modified foods, but did you know scientists are tampering with foods that were already tampered with thousands of years ago? If mankind was made perfect and his food supply was vegetables, fruit, nuts, and berries at the beginning, don't you find it strange eating too many bananas will give you constipation? Or eating too many citrus fruits will cause skin problems and change your body pH balance? Likewise, if we were allowed to eat meat, why does beef give you such digestive problems? To further my question, if we were able to drink milk, why are so many people lactose intolerant? The reasons are clear if you go back and understand the Bible. Plain and simple. You are not supposed to have different varieties of animals, plants, and clothing mixing together, even if they are of the same genus. Mankind's most basic food has been hybridized thousands of years ago, not to mention every other food you consume. According to the World Book Encyclopedia under wheat breeding, quote, many of the most important developments in the history of wheat during the 1900s have resulted from the scientific breeding of wheat. Agriculture scientists collect and study different types of wheat and use plant genetics to produce new and better strains of wheat. Example, be advised, they're not talking about genetically engineering plants. They are talking about mixing different seeds together to create their desired plant. Anytime you hear the words hybrid or rootstock, they are talking about miscongeniations of the seed lines. Under the cloak and deception of overpopulation, the evildoers have given mankind the excuse to create the different foods we see today. Under kinds of corn, quote, hybrid corn is produced by crossing two types of purebred corn. Breeders can produce hybrids of any of the different types of corn. Most breeding of hybrid corn is done with dent corn. In another quote, most dent corn is hybrid corn. Example, according to the same encyclopedia under kinds of rice, quote, during the 1960s, researchers developed a type of plant that makes possible higher rice yields than ever before. They crossbred a high-producing dwarf variety with an ordinary tall variety. Example, as you can see, even our basic building blocks for just about everything we eat has already been defiled. But wait! Please do not think the affliction starts and stops there. According to the University of Maine under growing fruit trees in Maine equals rootstocks and dwarf fruit trees. Quote, fruit trees are not grown from seeds because seeds of fruit trees are not true to type 4 variety. Let me say that yet again. Fruit trees are not grown from seeds because seeds of fruit trees are not true to type 4 their variety. Seeds from a Macintosh tree will not grow into another Macintosh tree, but will be a unique variety instead. This is also true of seeds from other varieties and other types of fruit trees. True to type varieties are propagated by grafting buds or shoots onto rooted cuttings, called rootstocks. The grafted buds will grow into the above ground portion of the tree called the scallion. The scallion determines the variety of fruit that the tree will bear. Example, I don't think I need to go any further, do you? This would mean every piece of fruit you and I eat is an abomination to Yah, hundreds if not thousands of years ago. That is how he said to plant your vineyards, right? With seeds. I looked all throughout the Bible and couldn't find the part where you're supposed to use a rootstock. Can anyone help me out on that? But wait! Just because you are listening to me now, I'm going to double your order of exposing wickedness. Remember earlier when I said most of the food we are eating was not an original creation at all? According to the same encyclopedia under Quince, quote, A part of the young branch is placed in the soil with its tip above the ground. Then it sprouts roots and shoots. Buds from pear trees sometimes are grafted to the part of the quince. The result is a dwarf tree that yields pears. Example, under nectarines. When some peaches are crossed or self-pollinated, the resulting seeds that carry the factor for smooth skin will give rise to nectarines, while those that do not carry the factor will be peaches. Nectarines may sometimes appear on peach trees as a result of the process of bud variations or bud sporting, vegetative deviation from the normal, and peaches may occur on nectarine trees in the same manner. According to ABC News, April 29, 2006, under trees that bear multiple fruit. Quote, for urban dwellers who may as well think fruit grows in a supermarket, horticulturalists are developing trees that offer more fruit for your dollar and space. The so-called fruit salad tree sprouts as many as 7 varieties of fruit in one tree. The combinations aren't quite as diverse as bountiful fruit bowls. Apples and peaches, for example, can't mix. But the trees combine several members of fruit families into one. Example, this logic also must be applied to the different animals we eat and drink milk from. Speaking of cows, may I ask you a question, gentle strangers? Do you really think Yah made all the different types of cows on earth? In fact, I dare you to research where the common everyday dairy cow came from. Yah had nothing to do with it, yet we eat its flesh and drink its milk, not connecting the dots for health's sake. There are so many different types of dairy cows that has been crossbred, it will make your head spin. No, the ancient people did not drink milk from what we consider a cow today. And this is the reason why so many people have allergic reactions to the milk. I'm talking about lactose intolerance. Not that I lay hands on swine, but do you really think Yah made different varieties of animals he said was an abomination to touch? Let's just say most of the animals and plants we see among us today are not of their original form or a brand new genus altogether, due to mankind's desire to crossbreed diverse things. Just look at the different types of dogs and cats living today. We all have heard of a mule, right? Well, guess what? It is a hybrid of a jackass and a female horse. Heck, even horses have been crossbred for eons. The world has been deceived to think our modern quality of life has been improved when in fact we are destroying ourselves. As you probably have heard, now scientists are injecting bacteria, fungus, and man-made enzymes into the stock plant in an effort to produce greater years. But I bid you, what effect do you think natural pesticides they are using are doing to your body? Has anyone other than myself noticed a spike in mystery cancers and disease of every sort lately? Please understand, with every different variety of anything on earth, it is a hybrid of some kind. The hydrogen atom is the most abundant element on the earth. It can be the foundation for everything that is good, water, or with the molecule added or two, it can be deadly, hydrogen bomb. Using this simple logic, when things of diverse kinds are mixed, you are basically creating a mixture of elements which could not appear to affect the body acutely, but over time could be a deadly mix that harms the basic cell structure of our bodies. Surely the makers of, let's say, kitchen cabinet tops did not chemically test their product with the chemical components that is in your everyday carpets. Separate, they are harmless, but together, it could be slow death. You can use this same logic with toothpaste and deodorant, wood lacquer and plastic, weave glue and lotions, all with different chemical components that may be harmful when combined. Thank you for listening. Look for the next.